Hi, my name is Dawson Thomas,
My name is Michael Essig.
and today we're going to be talking about how Wazoo Greek life has a serious trash problem that needs to be addressed. Every Greek community pollutes the environment in some way, but some are worse than others.
Yeah, so it's not a problem that's just at Wazoo. You'd see it at pretty much any Greek system that you'd go to across the country. And it's not even just Greek communities uniquely. I think there's a lot of different places on campus that need to work on their sustainability, but I think a major problem lies in the Greek community. This reflects poorly on the university and could harm a lot of its reputation.
It's not only bad for the reputation, it's also really bad for the environment, which we'll talk about, and it all stems from waste being disposed of improperly.
Yeah, so when we were doing our research for this project, we decided to go walk around College Hill and walk around Greek Row and see the problem for itself. And so throughout this presentation, we're going to be showing a lot of the pictures that we took on our walk and where the issue really is.
Plastics and other waste harm the environment in multiple ways. One way is that raccoons and other scavengers like squirrels become dependent on human waste. This can lead them to harm because they could potentially get used to human activity and get harmed in traffic. And then we could also potentially have diseases spread from one raccoon to another, or potentially to humans as well. Another way that waste harms the environment is because it results in what's called bioaccumulation. It's sort of a fancy term for something that's basically a simple process.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you have something like a worm and it eats a really small piece of plastic and then a bird eats that worm, then the bird has essentially eaten plastic. And that's really bad for it because it results in growth development issues, and it basically just harms a lot of biological processes.
Yeah, so obviously it's a pretty big issue, and we wanted to see what other universities have done to combat this waste and to work on their sustainability. So a couple of the notable examples were at the University of Idaho. They implemented the Campus Trash Project, and so in doing this, they had a group of people that were in charge of sustainability efforts throughout the campus and on their Greek Row. And one of the things that they implemented was a 25-cent fee for coffee cups and water bottles that were disposable. And this was to promote the use of more reusable items. And then another example was at the University of Georgia. They created a sustainability officer position that was for each house in the Greek system. And these people the goal of this was to just kind of push the house to being more sustainable throughout the year.
And we don't have that position at Wazoo, do we? Because we talked to the vice president of the former vice president of a fraternity, and he said that they don't do any recycling whatsoever. They don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
There's very little awareness of it.
So for our solution, we kind of combined what U of I did and what UGA did to come up with our own unique idea. To start out, we would have an aluminum can-only recycling bin, potentially outside of Valhalla. We could make it graffiti friendly, and people would be more likely to recycle if it's like a more fun location. Because recycling cans isn't hard, but people still don't do it for whatever reason. Another thing that we can do is ask Greek communities to sign a pledge to keep their lot clean. We could potentially impose a fine for having excessive waste. The Pullman Police Department could go around doing that. But a lot of places on College Hill just have a ton of waste, which is what you're seeing in all these pictures.
Yeah, and so I think another thing that would be really beneficial would be adding a sustainability day or sustainability week. At least once a year, maybe even during each semester, where each house would have a sustainability representative, kind of like what they did at the University of Georgia. And this person would be in charge of meeting with all the other sustainability representatives and talking about what their goals are and where they see issues and kind of where they can really grow in their sustainability efforts.
Yeah, because recycling and getting rid of waste, it's not hard, but people don't do it just because they don't know about it, and this would really tackle that problem.
Yeah, it would raise a lot of awareness overall in the whole creek system. Another thing that we could do, this would be more on campus or just around campus, would be talking to different restaurants and different grocery stores to ask if they can switch from plastic products to more disposable or
Biodegradable items.
Yeah, more biodegradable and reusable, not disposable items, like bags and utensils, etc. And then maybe adding or implementing something like the University of Idaho did with the trash project, to really cut off waste from the source.
So those are all our thoughts on how to increase sustainability around College Hill and clean up waste, because it's in a pretty bad state right now, but we think that it could definitely get better in just a few years.